Welcome to RiSaidIt. This is our first episode, our very first episode. I'm so excited. My name is Zandile Dabulas, otherwise known as Ro, and it's RiSaidIt because when they asked you where you heard it, you just tell them it was Ro who said it, and I'll take the blame. Okay. Welcome to our first episode. Please do what they do on YouTube. Just like and subscribe and comments and do the deed so that we leave struggle YouTube, right? Where we have like cheap equipments and stuff and we grow and become something big. Imagine you watched the first episode. You were there from the beginning because we're about to grow. We're about to grow. Thank you for joining us, guys. Today we're talking about lies. Public lies. Latoya's lies, okay? And we're talking about 3 people who have lied and gotten caught this week, okay? Number 1 is Zandile Dabulas of the Dudula movement. She lied and was caught with her pants on fire. Number 2, Lieutenant General Sibiya at the ad hoc committee was also caught with his pants on fire. Pinocchio vibes. And number 3 is DJ Black Coffee. He was caught lying. He lied about his marriage. Okay, I hope that you guys are excited to be here, and I hope that you can hear me and hear me well. The mic looks to be on. I'm holding it because I do not have a mic stand. Okay, we'll get there, guys. We'll get there. Humble beginnings. That's how the best stories start. Let's start with Zandile. A few days ago, Bafana played Zimbabwe in FNB Stadium for the World Cup qualifiers, and Zandile Dabulas went there. The leader, chairman, founder of Dudula Xenophobic political party attended the game, and she came back and she's like, damn, what I saw there is insane. She was like, the tension between the South African fans and the foreigners, she said, the foreigners, meaning the Zimbabwean fans, was so thick. She's like, the government needs to do something. It was crazy. I could sense it. Now, Zandile was called out by fans of football, fans of Bafana, and fans of the Zimbabwean national team who were there at FNB Stadium. They're like, Sisi Unamanga, and we are not gonna take your xenophobia here in soccer world. Ungasfagi, ungangeni. We support our teams in peace, in harmony. We have fun together. We had fun on Saturday. Letenshin ila kuzukulingondo. Ayikho lento ikhulumayo. There was no tension. Fans from both sides of the fence were like, The South African ones in particular seemed to be annoyed because they felt like Zandile could get them in trouble with SAFA, with FIFA, with AFCON, right? Because they do not tolerate any form of discrimination, especially xenophobia, when it comes to football games. They were like, please keep your xenophobia there in politics. We watch the games together in harmony, in peace, and it won't stop. It really won't stop. So she was caught with her pants on fire. Number 2, Lieutenant General Sibiya has been testifying the last 2 days at the ad hoc committee in Parliament about the allegations against him and the Big Five, alleged by Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi in July. Now, a lot of people who watch this are saying, this man is lying, this man is fidgeting, this man is shooting himself in the foot. He was asked, do you know Brown Mokotsi? 1 minute he knows him, 1 minute he doesn't know him. 1 minute he met him, 1 minute he doesn't know him. His story was just not making sense. And a lot of people are like, Unamang, you are lying, and we can tell. For me, though, I saw a man that has had his story and was sticking to his story. I saw a man that was there to deny any allegations. I saw a man that was saying, I am just a deputy commissioner. I have a commissioner, right, who is Fadima Samula. Everything that I am being accused of doing, especially with this embattling the political killing task team, is a lie. He's like, I can't do that by myself. I need his signature. It was him who commanded me. It was him who directed me. It was him that gave me the signatures. He's like, Angek. He was asked a question if he thought the political killing task team were doing their jobs. And he was like, yes. He even stated that the political killings has lowered since the formation of the political killing task team. And when asked why, and if we dismantle if they're doing their jobs, and he says it's because these people work so hard that they should be placed in different areas that are struggling with crime. But he had his story in order. He had his story, he knew what he went there to say. One of the things that he struggled with but was questioning from the two members of Umkhonto Wesizwe, because their signatures on the complaint that was laid against him in a court case by MKP, and he kept saying that he felt like the process would be tainted if he was questioned by these two men. I felt like the committee did not know what to do with that, because it was just back and forth. We should continue with the questioning. We should do this. There was a moment where he asked to speak to his lawyers, and they advised him that he could continue with his testimony, but he was doing so under protest because he felt like, case, why should they be here in a different committee and to ask me questions that they could use against me in the court of law in the case where he had opened for me, and it showed that Julius wasn't there. I feel like if Julius Malema was there, we would have gotten to know what the law says about that situation, but we didn't, because, well, no one seemed to know. But yeah, Lieutenant General Sibiya was caught with his pants down, apparently by the public, who are just not buying his story. But will the committee, or will he also be caught with his pants on fire? Number two, I can't count, guys. Number three is the settlement between DJ Black Coffee and his ex-wife Uentle Mbali. Now, for us to understand why Black Coffee was caught lying, we need to go back to the beginning, right? Let's go back to 2011. Black Coffee goes and pays Lobola. They have a mini celebration of the Lobola. There's pictures circulating online about that particular thing. In South African law, that's a customary marriage, and a customary marriage in South Africa is equals to a marriage in community of property. Okay, note that they continue as a married couple. A lot of couples consider it an engagement, but actually by law that's a marriage, right? They continue living together. They have children, and in 2017 Black Coffee is so successful, and he throws Uentle this extravagant, lavish wedding. If you saw it, they even had a mini series on the wedding. It was absolutely stunning, right? 2019, Uentle decides to walk away from the marriage because Black Coffee had produced 2 children within the marriage. There was cheating, allegations of cheating along their marriage, but it was in 2019, after the cheating eventually produced 2 children from different women, that Uentle decided to walk away. So it's 2019, and Entle files for divorce. Black Coffee has children outside of the marriage too, right? She files for divorce and she starts getting child support. She's not happy with the amount that she's getting. She argues that the children were used to a certain lifestyle when she was married to Nkosinathi. Now they are not getting that same lifestyle because Uentle has not acted for years. She focused on her marriage, her family, and her children. So she argues that the children's standard of living shouldn't, decrease because the parents are divorced. the father should support the children in a manner in which the standard of living can still be the same. I think she was demanding about 100,000 grand and some plus amount there. And Black Coffee, who can afford it, was like, nah, I'm not gonna give you that much. I'm not gonna support you and your lifestyle. I'm for you. So I'm assuming that, and there was then legally advised to say the prenup that you signed in 2017 is actually invalid because you by law are married from 2011 in community of property. So you were coerced and kind of fooled to sign a prenup that really is invalid. And she's like, oh, you don't want to give me child support? You don't want to give me child support? I'm taking you to court for half. We're married in community of property, my nigga. And she took him to court. There was a day last year where she posted a video. She's like, I have to prove tomorrow that I was lobolad in 2011. This man is denying that he lobolad me in 2011, even though there's photographic proof on the internet and celebrities attended the celebration. He's denying it, right? And guess what? She proved it beyond reasonable doubt, because the court said, you are right, you were coerced, you deserve half of this man's estate, me, which is estimated to be around 600 million rands, allegedly. So Black Coffee was proven to be a liar, pants on fire. My name is Ro, and please subscribe. The liar that I forgot to tell you about in the beginning is President Ramaphosa. Congratulations to Mbali for her fortune. I hope in her journey of wealth and millionaire status, she remembers to embrace her beautiful, coarse, natural hair. Let's go to the last clip. This is gonna be short, right? I don't know if you guys, okay, you guys know the whole country was buzzing about this for the last 2 weeks. The house of Hangwani Maumera was raided and his assets were confiscated. Hangwani Maumera is alleged to be part of the people that swindled 2 billion rands from Tembisa Hospital, and he has been referred to as the nephew of President Ramaphosa, but President Ramaphosa was not making a statement. Yesterday he had to respond to some questions in Parliament, and that was one of them. And this is how. Okay, so President Ramaphosa says he was taking his normal walk. We all know he goes for morning walks. It's everywhere on social media. People bump into him. They take pictures and videos and stuff. He says he was walking, and then he bumps into this young man who is Hangwani Maumera. He says he greets him. He's like, oh, Ramaphosa. You know, they start talking in Venda, and he's like, hey, you should see my mom. She's visiting. And he's like, who is your mom? And then he went on to tell the president who his mom is. The president says he remembers the name because he went to the same high school with the mom, his ex-wife, and the ex-wife's brother. Okay. Note, the ex-wife is the mother of one of his children or two. I'm not sure. He says, I say, oh, okay, I know your mom. We went to school together, you know. How? He's like, he looks and the mother is coming off the gate, and he realizes that this woman is wearing a nightgown, and as a president of this country, he says, I can't allow her to come out like that. Then he says, I said, no, I'll come to the gate and talk to you, right? I love old people. Like, you can't come out with a nightgown in this estate. Okay, sir. And then he goes to the gate. He says, how has life been? And they have a little conversation, and he leaves. He says, it turns out that the lady and the brother of the president's ex-wife had hooked up. The president used hooked up in Parliament, and then had a child, and that child is Hangwani Maumera, and he says that's the first time he met Hangwani. Even though he went as far as explaining the video of him and Tipo Touch and them by Hangwani's house, and he says one day a man and his daughters saw him, and said, "Oh, President," as he was doing his morning walk. And he says they stopped him, took a few pictures, and went their separate ways. The president says, "Little did I know that he sent a picture to the streets WhatsApp group and said the president is taking his morning walk." So he said a lot of people came out to meet him, or Tibotaj, or what, and that's how that video was taken next to Hangwani's house. But the country is like, "Sir, Hangwani and your son share a maternal grandmother. There is no way you do not know who Hangwani is. Stop lying to us." The president said he was appalled by the allegations, but he has seen that action is being taken with the confiscation of all his assets. The president told his story, but the public in general is saying, "Mr. President, you're a liar, pens on fire." So the liars for today are 4, okay? Number 1. What did we say number 1 is? I'm so old. Zandile from Dudula. Number 2, Lieutenant General Sibiya. Number 3, Black Coffee. Number 4, the President of the Republic of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa. All this is alleged. I can't afford to be sued. I'm broke enough. Thank you guys for tuning in to RiSaidIt episode 1. We will try and get a theme song to be all cute and stuff as we grow. I'm talking to a musician or two, and then I'll select a song and make this all nice and stuff. I'm open to suggestion of what you guys want to talk about on this platform. I am just going with the vibe and the flow. I'm recently unemployed. I have a lot of time in my hands. So questions that you want to ask me, if you want me to do a Q&A, topics that you might want to talk about, and one that has a lot of likes, I'll do. This is me reaching, hoping that I'll get more than 5 comments. Prove me wrong, okay? Prove me wrong. Follow me on my TikTok and my Twitter account that I'm not really active on, and on Instagram. I am also on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe. You want to be part of the rising of this show, okay? And if they ask you where you heard it, don't forget to tell them that it was Ro who said it. I'll see you next time. Mwah.